Hi, welcome to Hex's continued coverage of CeBIT 2010. We're at the MSI stand again. We've seen some mid-range boards from AMD. This time we're looking at high-end Intel boards. I'm here with Richard Stewart, who's very, very tall, so pan up. Richard, we've got three boards here. You can come down, We've got three boards here. So, catering for the enthusiast. Let's go through them. The Big Bang Trilogy.
Big Bang Trilogy is our P55 based motherboard with NF200 chipset, which means we get full SLI support on this board. What's really special about this board, however, is it's the first motherboard in the world with 100% high C caps.
And what's the benefit of 100% high C caps?
High C caps have about 8 times longer lifespan, and they're much better at delivering the power that the CPU needs to operate well, and especially for overclockers. If you're overclocking, you need stable power supply to your CPU, and high C caps are just one part to help that happen.
And when I've overclocked the motherboard especially, I hear a squeak.
That's right.
Come out of the board, so this eliminates that.
That will also eliminate the squeak. So these are much higher quality components. Actually, there is a cost involved, but really the result you get from introducing these high C caps is really noticeable.
And what's the rough street price of this board?
This board rough street price, I suppose, is about 260 to 280 pounds at the moment.
And isn't that purely x58 market? How can you justify a P55 board with such a high price?
Quite frankly, because of the kind of materials we're using to build this board. So this is really the ultimate in the components used. So yeah, the pricing is the same as an x58 board, but the quality of board here, that's where you pay your money.
And right next to it, you've probably got a board which is even more interesting, the Fusion.
That's right.
Can you talk about that and what it allows MSI to do that other partners can't do?
Well, this is another first, actually. Again, we're talking 100% high C cap, but obviously the Fusion is very special. So we use a chip on here called the Hydra chip. This chip will allow users to run both an NVIDIA and an ATI card simultaneously in the same motherboard.
So no more Crossfire SLI?
Now, for this, we have Crossfire, if you want to run Crossfire, SLI, if you want to run SLI, or if you've got an old NVIDIA card and the new card you want to upgrade to an ATI card, then you don't need to get rid of your NVIDIA card, just put them both in together.
Right.
So really flexible, upgradable solution.
And is that the future, or do you see the majority of boards still shipping with separate support for NVIDIA and ATI graphics?
I think the majority, for the time being at least, will be separate. But the flexibility that a chip like this offers you, I think will be very beneficial to a lot of users. So you will see, between now and the end of this year, more and more boards shipping with the Hydra chip. And in fact, we do have another more entry-level board on AMD platform with a Hydra chip just above it on the wall.
Okay,
so we're already introducing an 870 board.
In terms of catering for the enthusiast, something very, very high-end, you're bringing out a new board, the Big Bang X Power.
Big Bang X Power.
It looks really, really busy and complicated, so let's talk about the features.
Okay, so the Big Bang X Power really is x58, you're right, so triple channel memory. But what MSI have on this board, which is more interesting for me, is options like OC Genie, which is a one-button overclock for your processor, for your whole system. We have voltage mod points for the real enthusiast. They want to check the exact memory voltage or CPU voltage they're delivering to their components. They can do so using their multimeter on the memory checkpoints. We have the direct OC buttons, so this will just increase your clock speed up and down, settable in the BIOS. So actually we have so many different features here. We also have really extreme cooling, so components such as
Really? I can't see any.
You can't see any cooling on this board here. We've hidden it because actually the cooling for this is going to be really interesting. But you can see on all of our other Big Bang boards we have what we call a super pipe. So this pipe is 8mm thick compared to 6. So I've got an example here for you.
Okay.
So you can really see on these examples where this is our 6mm heat pipe. This is what all our competition are using now. This is what MSI are using. So you can see it's a much bigger, more solid product.
And having a thicker heat pipe obviously means better heat dispersal. You must have some figures to back up your claims of this being better than that.
Yeah, we do. We have a number of different claims on the heat dispersal. The super pipe, if I remember, is a 20% improvement over a normal heat pipe. But for MSI, we use components such as the high C caps, the solid state chokes, and also Dr. Moss chips, and they really don't emit much power. They're very efficient components, and it's inefficiency which creates heat. So when components aren't working well, that's where heat is created. So to try and cut out that inefficiency from the beginning, from the hardware design, means that our heat output isn't really too bad. Combine that with a good heat pipe and heatsink, and we have a really cool running overclockable motherboard.
Why the 6x16 mechanical slots? Is that just to give the enthusiast the ultimate flexibility?
Absolutely. So for this now they can run 3 or 4 dual slot ATI or NVIDIA cards. They can run a physics solution here. Really, it is ultimate flexibility. And I think now the trend is away from PCI slots. So you'll see on a number of our boards now we have more and more PCI Express 16, because more and more cards now are compatible with PCI Express standard rather than the old PCI. So we're just trying to move forward. We're trying to innovate and offer something different, something new.
And it's got to have Gulf Town support, hasn't it?
Absolutely will have, yes. So for this, Gulf Town 6-core CPU, very, very powerful. You need a very powerful motherboard to go with it, and so that is MSI's Big Bang X Power.
So 2 questions left. How much will it be, and when can I buy one? Or when can our viewers buy one?
Your viewers will be able to buy one at the end of this month, so we're hoping towards the end of March this will be available. How much will it be? Well, actually, we haven't set a price yet, but if I was giving you a guess,
yeah.
If I was giving you a guess, I might guess at around about just under £300.
All things considered, that's not too bad. And I've seen X58s go up to £400.
That's right, and consider what you're getting for that money. All the features I just went through there, you're really getting the ultimate in components, sourcing, so the very best components, a very good layout, and perfect for the enthusiast user who will go out and buy that really expensive CPU.
Well, thanks for that, Richard. MSI is introducing a new top-of-the-range X58 motherboard, the X Power. It should cost close to £300, but it has almost every feature box ticked. We're going to have one in for review very, very soon, I hope. But before then, head back for more coverage of CeBIT 2010 on Hexus TV.